It's Monday. What go from my implements? Put that there, that's out of view. Good morning everyone. So I noticed that some people had acknowledged the note that I took on when I put it on at 10 to 10. Unfortunately, as it does sometimes, it didn't go on the top of my feed, so it might have happened with you too. So I'm going to give you an extra minute. We're going to use our balls in the Pilates to squeeze, but remember a cushion is just as effective as long as it's got a bit of padding in it and it's not too big and heavy, because you don't want the weight of the cushion, you want to be able to squeeze it in. So I will push that there. Everything's blue today. I hope you had a lovely weekend. Gosh, it was absolutely stunning yesterday. We had such a lovely walk. And hopefully, thank you for coming in this morning to class and not rushing straight out. I know lots of you have got dogs and it's a perfect morning for a long dog walk, but thank you for coming to yoga and Pilates on this beautiful Monday morning. So we're coming to the end of January. I've changed the routine, but not completely. So I've just done different things that evolve from what we have done in the last 3 weeks. I think lots of you have done so many classes, so I think we probably are ready for a little change. I know I'm still changing it a little bit quicker than I would have done when we were in the hall, but it keeps our mind active, I think, when we've got to think about what we're doing. And so far, everyone seems quite happy with the amount of times I am changing it. So I have got a downward dog in. Liz, I know you're out there, so you will be on your elbows. Jenny and Beth, if you don't want to do downward dogs, you stay to your cat and your cow and enjoy your back stretches. I've started off with an Egyptian sun salutation because it's such a gorgeous mornings we've been having. When I was writing it, the sun was streaming in my kitchen window. So I've done an Egyptian sun salutation, which is slow and nothing is too difficult, and it stretches every part of our body before we go on. I've kept to a flat back but doing an alternative one. I'm going to do a forward flexion this time with wide legs, so it's slightly easier than with legs together. As I say, I am going to drift into a downward dog, and I've got a different balance, and when we get to it I will talk you through it, and I will give you time to go and decide where you are going to do it in your room, or if you can bring a chair to your mat. I think that is all I have to say. So that's given everyone time to go and get the cushion or a ball if it wasn't exactly where your mat was. Let's just glance down at our feet, hips squared to the front long edge of the mat, feet parallel, lift up the knees, open the shoulders, and just let the hands be pushed down through the outside of the hips, and then bring the shoulders up to the ears, and then push down and bring them up and push down. So it's a little bit like a hunch, but I don't like to use that word. Bringing them up and then push down, feel the stretch into the neck. So on the next two, as you push your arms down, lift the neck and the head up a little higher, trying to make that distance longer, and bring them up and push down. And then leave one hand down by the side of the body, take the other hand just across the top of the head, and just gently pull your head over. It's still cold in the mornings, so we just want to feel the neck release before we start, and then bring the head up. Just swap hands over. One hand goes down by the side, other arm comes up to the head, and just gently pull it to the side, and then release that hand down, and just a couple of bending the knees, reaching up to the ceiling and looking up, and then back down a ways and come up one more time, and exhale, should feel good, and then come back up to standing and bring your feet wide. So again, I will do the Tai Chi nice and slow. I've tweaked it and changed, I've actually changed it completely. So bringing your bottom down, to where it's comfortable for the inner thighs, the hips and the knees. And then drop yourself a little bit more if you can. Don't grip with the toes. I know it's really easy. And now it's also easy to push your bottom out behind you. Let the chest come forward. So bring your hip bones up. I want that base of the spine supported all the time through the whole class, and always thinking about your core if that's what you want to do. Take the hands into prayer, elbows out. Take a breath in. Exhale, push one hand forward, doesn't matter which one. Inhale, bring it back. Exhale, push the other. Inhale, back. Tapping the hands, exhale, first one. Inhale, back, nose, mouth breathing. Exhale, the second. Inhale, back. Exhale, push both out. Bring them back in. Exhale, push both hands out. Inhale, back in. Last one, exhale, push them both out. And then this time, open the palms out and the arms out to shoulder height. My palms are facing forward. I'm taking a breath in. Exhale, sweep down, and then sweep it back up to starting position. Other side, exhale down, inhale up. Exhale, first side, inhale up. Exhale, inhale, open. I'm going to do one more and then add on and open, and then sweep down and open up. Bring the hands up to the ceiling. Bring the hands down to the face. We're going to do the whole thing once again. So this time, push the palms down and then breathe in. One hand up, exhale, push, inhale, back, exhale, down. Inhale, lift, exhale, push the palm forward, inhale, bring it back, exhale, down. Both together, breathe in, exhale, push the palms forward, stretch to the upper back, inhale, come back, exhale, down. Inhale, open up the arms, exhale, sweep across, inhale, back. So I'm adding on a little bit into my legs now. Exhale, I'm leaning now too, and open, exhale, over, and open. Last one, exhale, over, and open. Inhale, up we come, reach up, look up, and then bring the hands back down through the face. Hopefully you stayed with me. First time is always the most complicated. You're thinking, you're moving, and then in the next couple of weeks as we start doing this, it will all feel natural until I change it again. So we're starting off in our yoga, as I said, with our Egyptian sun salutation. A much more gentle sun salutation than the moving one, when you bring legs back and forward and up and down into downward dog. And it's a really nice thing to do, I think, on a Monday, January morning. So let's open the shoulders. Let's take the hands down by the side of the hips and just listen to our breath for a couple of moments before we start to move again. I'm taking my breath to nose, and I want to feel my ribs and my chest work in with the breath. So as I breathe in, I can feel my ribs open and widen, and as I exhale, the ribs contract, but also my core comes in towards my spine, and it really just does that automatically, I see. So taking a breath in and exhale, breathe in and exhale. On this breath in, we're going to bring our arms up. We're doing a little back bend, so I want to exhale at the top, and then inhale, lean back, lifting the chest, lifting the chin to the ceiling. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, come into chair. Let's hold ourselves in chair just for a moment. Little pelvic tilt if your bottom's being pushed back. Lovely, lovely. And then Bring your arms back up to above the head. Take a breath in. Exhale, lean to the side. Inhale, reach up. So some of it we're doing breath, and some of it we are taking 3 or 4 breaths in the position. I'm going to do one more on each side, so breathe in at the top. Exhale, lean over. Inhale, come up. You may feel on this second one, you can go a little further. Hip lifts, keep the shoulders back. Work into the ribs. Inhale to come back. We're coming down into a forward fold. We're going to do it nice and gently. Let's bend the knees, fold yourself forward and down. Let yourself hang for a moment. First one of the day. Keeping your chin tucked in. With the knees slightly bent, bring yourself back up. Bring your arms forward. The tips of the fingers are touching. Take a breath in. Exhale, sweep the hands to one side. Keep the feet strong. Inhale back. Exhale, sweep to the other side. Inhale back. Now you're not going to get that far because the tips of the fingers are touching. Go to the first side. Inhale to come back. Exhale to rotate. Inhale back. Bring yourself into chair. Reach to the ceiling this time if you want to. I know some of you are going to keep your arms and hands in prayer. And let's hold it for a moment. And then breathe in to stand up. And exhale to bring the hands back down to the face. Well done. Release and release the shoulders. If you need to do a circle rolls or whatever is good for you, then do so. I'm going to do another nice and slow one. So thinking first and moving second. Take the hands into prayer, elbows out. First one is our reaching up and into our back bend. Take a breath in. Exhale, reach up. Inhale, lean back. Stay in your back bend for a couple of breaths. So just holding your position. Don't tense up into the shoulder and neck. We're coming down into chair. The hands stay together. The elbows come out. The knees bend. Lovely, lovely. We're going to reach up. This time we're going to exhale to do a side bend. The tips of my fingers are still touching. In to come back. Exhale to go to the other side. In to come up. Exhale to go over. Might go further. Don't do what I've just done. My arms come in front of my face. Keeping your arms back. Apologies. In to come up. Soften the knees. Roll all the way down. Let yourself hang. The knees are softly bent. Take up a couple of breaths. Just feeling the lower back and the shoulders. Bring yourself back up to standing. The arms come up to shoulder height. Let the tips of the fingers touch. Take a breath in. Exhale, sweep them around. Inhale, come back. Exhale to sweep to the other side. Inhale, come back. Exhale, you may go a little bit further, trying to keep the hands nice and strong, the arms long. Exhale to the last side. Inhale to come back. This time, exhale to come into chair. This time the arms are shoulder width apart above the head. They don't need to be. They can stay in prayer at your chest. Inhale to reach up. And exhale to bring the hands back down through the face. Nice. We are going to add on, doing it a little quicker. Those of us that want to, we can keep our legs straight as we go down, and we're going to separate the arms the whole time to let us go a little further. If you feel comfortable with the hands touching, stay to where you were. So here we go. Open the shoulders, drop the hands down. And breathe in. Reach the hands up to the ceiling. Exhale at the top. Inhale, lean back. Exhale, come into chair. The hands are in prayer. Inhale to reach up. Exhale to lean to the side. Inhale to come up. Exhale to lean over. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, over. Inhale to the ceiling. Exhale over. We're coming back to straight. Inhale here. Exhale, fold down in a full forward fold. Legs straight if you want. And then inhale, come straight back up, bringing the arms up to shoulder height. Shoulders are down, reach forward with the hands. Let's take a breath in here. Exhale, rotate round. You're going to get further with the palms not touching. Inhale back. Exhale, rotate. Inhale back. I know this is easier when we're all in class together. Exhale, come into chair. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, bring your hands back into prayer. Thank you, thank you. First part over. Release the hands, shoulders, a little roll, I think. And feet a little bit wider, and just do a couple of circles into the hips. Layers off if you've got warmer now and you need to. And then we're going to come onto the mat with our feet slightly wider than they were. So, give myself just time just to get my breath back and you to get into position. So my legs are in a nice V going down to the mat. Keep the feet nice and firm on the mat. So try not to have the weight on the inside more than the outside. So we want to have a nice firm base before we go into our flat back. I'm going to do a flat back forward, then we are going to do a flat back to the side, and then to the other side. Then we will do a forward fold with our legs this distance apart. So if that all was double Dutch, I will talk you through it as we get there. So I think we're all okay to go. Take the hands into prayer, elbows out. So as I said, I'm just taking it slightly slower today because there's a few different things that we're bringing in. Take a breath in. Exhale, fold forward, stop when your back is flat. And extend through the spine. So just take a moment to feel the weight go down the outside of the legs and into the feet. Lengthen from the base of the spine up to the top of the neck. Keep the head just staying in a nice straight line. You're glancing down at the floor beneath you. And then finish off by pulling your abdominals up towards your spine. Take a breath in. As you exhale, we're rotating to one side, either side, we're doing both. And as you feel your shoulders rotate, feel the waist twist. Don't let a bend come into the back knee, so that's not the one you're facing over. And then take the hands to the outside of the leg, just below the knee if you can. Push in and lift your chest into your side flat back. Now, if you don't want to push into the legs and you want to keep your hands in prayer, then please do. And let's just hold it for a moment. See if we can rotate a little bit further. Now that the hands are down, you've got a little bit more stability. And then bring yourself back to center. I'm going to bring my hands back into prayer. Using this as a prep to take a breath in. As you exhale, rotate to the other side. Now, I always feel one side much easier than the other. And then take the hands onto the outside of the shin, just below the knee. And holding. So you're just going into the calf, sorry. And holding the leg still. Don't let the back knee come into play. So try to keep that facing forward. And just see if you can rotate a little bit further. And then bring yourself back to center. Hands in prayer. Bring yourself back up to standing. Release the hands down. Give yourself a moment. Well done. So we're coming down into a forward fold now. If you want to widen your legs a little bit, then please feel free to do so. We want the floor to feel quite close to us as we go down. Thank you, everyone. Take the hands into prayer. Take a breath in. Exhale, fold forward into your flat back. Now some of you will want to stay in a flat back. Jenny, please stay where you are. Take a breath in, using your breath in as a prep. Exhale, reach to the floor. We got there. I have got my palms on the mat. We're not all going to be doing the same. Now some of you will be halfway down, some of you maybe just tips of fingers on the mat, some of you may have decided to place the knuckles on the mat, and some like me will have palms. So there's so many options for you to pick what's right for you today. And we're going to do this for the next couple of weeks, so you may want to just gradually work up to the position at the end rather than try to do it on week 1. Take a breath in. As you exhale, I'm now trying to drop my head down to the floor. Imagine you've got your ball in front of you and you're trying to push your head into the ball so that it won't move. And start to feel the stretch go up through the backs of the legs, into the bottom. Feel the back lengthen, feel the head feel heavy, but keep your focus on your breath. I'm going to bend my knees, take one hand onto one thigh, other hand onto the other thigh, and bring myself back up. Well done. Walk in when you are ready. I'm just going to have a little kick of my legs just to release off the backs of my thighs. And now I'm going to turn around. Now we did a flat back last session. I'm coming into another alternative with arms. We're not going quite as flat as we were. Hopefully it will all fall into place when I get there. And from this part of the routine, we're going to end up in a downward dog. So again, today I'm going to give you longer just to get in from one position to the other, so nobody hurts themselves. And then after this couple of first days, maybe today and Wednesday, we'll do a little bit quicker. So I'm going to step forward with my leg at the back of the mat and have my hips facing the front edge. So we've all been doing this for the last few weeks. My feet are parallel, my hips are directly underneath the shoulders to start. When you're ready, let your upper body come forward. Now I'm not coming into flat back, I'm coming in to a 45-degree angle from my shoulders to the hips to my ankle. So you've got to start to work into your thighs to stay in this position and work into the core to hold yourself here. I'm going to add on arms. So what I want you to do is take the arm with the back leg and just place it on the outside of the thigh, and then reach forward and up with the other hand until that makes the extension of your line from now the tips of the fingers to the shoulders, across the bottom to the other hip and down through the back leg. Take a breath in. Exhale, swap hands. Inhale, swap again. Exhale, swap. Whoops, I've just toppled. Inhale, swap. Exhale, swap. Inhale, swap. I'm doing 2 more. Relax the hands down. Bend the front knee. We're taking our hands to the floor. So give yourself as long as you need to come down. I'm just going to shuffle forward with my front foot, because now that I'm in my lunge position, my low lunge, I can keep my legs a little bit wider than they were a moment ago. I'm taking my back heel off the mat and sliding that leg further back as well. My shoulders are now down and I want to lift my chest and look forward. So you're working into your front thigh. Don't let the back knee soften. If you can help it, try and keep that leg nice and extended behind you. And I know some of you will now have your back knee on the mat, and that's absolutely perfect. I'm hopefully giving you enough time. And now I'm going to come into downward dog. We've not done it for ages. It's been missing us. Flatten the hands on the mat. Slide the front leg back into your downward dog position. My feet are parallel. I want to push my heels to the mat. Lifting my hip bones up towards the ceiling, up to ribs. Extending through the shoulders into the heel of the hand. My fingers are soft. Head relaxed between my elbows. And let's just hold it here for a moment. Let's add on our walking dog. One heel comes up, one goes down. Let's do 8. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Push both heels down to finish off. Drop the knees. Relax the feet. Bring your hands back until they're directly underneath the shoulders. Arch into cat. Now I'm just using this as a release because we've got to do another one on the other side. And then dropping into cow. Lifting the chin, lifting the head. Flatten the back, tuck your toes onto the mat. Walk your hands back to your knees. Push your feet on the mat and roll up back to your starting position. Lovely jubbly. Thank you so much. We're going to do the other side. So we're going to step forward with the other foot, work into our shoulders, upper back with our arms, down into downward dog, finishing in cat and cow. If some of you want to go straight down onto the mat now, then I can't see what you're doing, so it's up to you. Whatever you do, don't do anything that's going to hurt you. So I'm stepping forward with my other foot. My hips are coming around the short edge of the mat. Then I want to make sure that both my legs are straight, both my feet are parallel. I've got enough room for my hips. Let the back leg come as an anchor as you lean forward into your 45 angle. Nice, nice. Now, I didn't say on the other side, but just watch you don't push your bottom out. Try to keep your hip bones lifted up towards your rib cage. So apologies, I didn't say that on the other side. So one hand's going to come back and place itself on the outside of the thigh of my leg that is at the back of the mat. The other one's coming up to add on to your 45 angle. And we're going to swap hands. Breathe in. Exhale. Breathe in. Exhale. Breathe in. Exhale. Breathe in. Last one. Exhale. Drop the hands down. Bend the front knee. Drop your hands to the floor. And just get into your position for your low lunge. I'm walking my foot forward. I just want to make sure I'm still in the center of the screen. Now on this one, you can have the knuckles onto the mat either side of the foot. You can have flat hands on the mat, or you can have claw fingers. I've picked claw fingers today. I want to push the weight out through the back heel. Bring my chest forward and lift up. Push the shoulders down and look directly in front of you. If you feel this sore in any way, drop the back knee whenever you need to, or let the head drop down towards the floor and don't stretch too much through the chest. We're coming into downward dog, so my head starts to relax down. I'm going to place my hands where I want them for downward dog. Liz, you're going to take a little bit longer to go onto your elbows and then come up into dolphin. Push the other foot back. Sorry, Liz, I didn't say that on the other side, but I know you know what you're doing. Feet are parallel. Push your heels to the floor. Bring yourself back. So imagine that someone is standing behind you. They've got their hands on your hip bones and they're pulling your hip bones back to them.
and you're resisting against it. Into our walking dog, so we're doing 8. We'll lift up 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. Just play around with it. 7 and 8. Push both heels down, lifting yourself higher if you can, and then dropping the knees. Well done. Relax the feet, bring the hands back. We're using cat-cow as release. So if you've been in cow for a while or cat for a while, then we're all together again. So let's arch up into cat and stay in arched cat just for a little bit longer. Just thinking about what you're doing. Again, you can do cat on your elbows, bringing your head in between your arms and arching through the shoulders. I've just got my tummy pulled up. And then let the hips bones drop and the bottom lift, the chest drops and the head lifts. And just hold it for a moment. And then just play around with it in your own time. Just releasing off and working into your own practice just for a moment to release. Nice, nice. And then we're going to do the same as we did last time. We're going to tuck our toes onto the mat, walk our hands back to the knees, roll onto your feet and do a roll up for me right at the back of the mat until we're standing. Give yourself a clap. Just looking at the clock, so we're doing good. So I'm coming into my balance now. It is a chair kick balance. I'm actually not sure of the proper name for it, but this is how it's easier to describe it. So hold on, I'm just going to bring my mat a little bit in. So what I would like you to do is either have, those of us that don't have anything to support, then that's absolutely fine. We're good to go where we are. Those of you that need something to hold on to, I could come back to my room and just have my hand on the wall. You may be going over to one of your chairs as long as you can hear or see what I'm doing, or you may bring your chair to your mat, and if you do, have it just in front of you. So it's a squat, chair and a back kick. I am going to do it nice and slowly, facing this way, so that hopefully you can see what I'm doing, and then I'll turn round and do it the other way. So we want to, first of all, it's a 2-part. The first one is we come into chair with the hands forward, and then we sweep the hands back as we come up to standing. Come into a squat chair with the arms forward and sweep the hands back as we come back up. So we're starting to work into bottoms and thighs. Try to remember that you want to think about your core at the same time, so pull in and zip up into the core. I'm going to add on the balance this time. As we come up, we take the balance onto one foot and we extend one leg behind, lifting the hands higher up, and then we step back and we come back into our chair squat. Hopefully I have not made it too complicated. I'm going to turn round this way now, and we will all do it. So as long as you can see your screen or hear my instructions, let's give it a go, and please feel free to give me your comments afterwards. You're all very polite when you give me comments. So let's do a few squats, chairs, just to start off. I want to glance down at my feet. They're hip distance apart, my knees are facing forward, lifting my hip bones up towards the rib cage. Take a breath in. Exhale, come down into your chair squat, reach forward with the hands. Inhale to come back up. Exhale, inhale up. Now I'm doing this as a bit of a crossover. So you'll have heard there that I actually used my mouth to exhale, but it is a crossover. If you want to stay in nose-nose breathing, then that's fine. So we come down and reach up, and we come down and reach up. Now some of you will want to stay here and not balance. Some of you are going to be using a chair or the ball. So this time we come up, we extend one leg behind us and lift the hands up towards the ceiling. We take the foot back and we add on and come up. So we're doing 3 or 4 just into our squat chair and come up, and this time we're going to take the other leg back, push the hands behind us, stepping into chair. So we're going to do 3 sets. Down, we've done 1, and down, and come up. The leg comes back, the arms go back. Step onto the mat, down into chair squat, lift yourself up. Down, lift yourself up. Down, thighs working, bottoms working. This time, leg goes back, arms come back. 2 sets done, last one to go. So 3 and 2. So we're squatting in our chair, reaching forward. We come back up to standing. We extend the leg behind, push the arms back. Last one on the other side. Down and lift. So as I said, because this is a crossover, you're starting to think about muscles rather than just stretching. And then extend and lift. I just wobbled and drop. Bring your arms above the head. I just want to release off into a little side bend. And then same on the other side. And release. I've got 1 more to go. Another crossover can be done in both disciplines. We're coming down onto our knees. So let's just have a moment just sitting on our heels in sitting position. I'm just going to move my mat forward now that I'm going to be down. So it's a little side bend, and we will evolve this also as we go on through the week. So I'm going to do a nice simple straightforward one today, and then we will do alternatives over the next couple of weeks while we're doing the same routine. Hopefully you liked it. I can feel my thighs already. So I'm coming up into my kneeling position. Hopefully that's given everyone enough time. And now bring one foot out. So I'm not doing anything different than we've not done. We're going to reach over and then reach back. So nice and gently when you're ready. Actually, we have our cushions. We could have a cushion under the knee if some of you have got on a wooden floor and obviously not quite as much padding, or you can pull your mat over and give yourself double padding on your mat. So let's take the bottom hand to the mat, reach up with the top hand, starting with the arm straight above the shoulder. Take a breath in, exhale, reach over past the ear, past the head. You've got that lovely angle from arm to shoulder, shoulder to hip, hip to ankle. And then bring yourself back up. Take the hand to the outside of the leg, push it down through the outside of the leg until you feel you've gone as far as you can. It's going to be an inner leg stretch. Then bring the hand up if you want to. The arms are optional. And then take it over the head. Oh, lovely. Into the ribs, into the hips. So it really makes a difference once you get a little further. We're doing 1 more on this side. So down we go. Bring the arm up first. Extend over. Now I've got claw hands on this. You don't need to take the whole palm to the mat. So on this one, you're going to feel your hip lengthen and through the rib cage up into the shoulder. And then on the other side, push the hand down, reach up, start to feel the inner thigh. And then as you lean over with the arm, it goes all the way into the hip and into your ribs and your waist. And then bring yourself back, change sides. So place the knee down, last one we're doing before we go down onto the mat. Nice, nice. Take the hand down, reach up. So we will end up in a balance in this, but not today. And reaching over Enjoy the stretch. As I always say, everything doesn't have to be difficult, complicated, or sore. And then bring yourself up, reach to the ceiling, slide your way down through the outside of the leg, and then leaning over if you want to finish the stretch. Try not to allow the top shoulder to come too far forward. Keep the shoulder open. And one more on each side. Over we go. Reach up. Reach across. Lovely. Smiling. And then I think we did quite lucky without having too much snow, although there was quite a lot of snow where we walked yesterday. And reach over. And feel that stretch into the waist. And then bring yourself back onto the mat. Well done, everyone. Last little part. Bring your knees in, give them a hug. And let's just roll our head from side to side. And just have your ball or your cushion handy. Now, but I want to just do a couple of little releases. That was full on 40 minutes, and when we're doing different things, as I say, we're just using slightly different muscles today than we did last week. So holding on to the shin, take the other leg out and just gently pull that knee over. So really this is just the best one you can do, just to ease off into the hip, the thigh, and into the base of the spine. And just holding. And then I'm going to swap over, but don't rush. And pulling it over in my own time, and you and yours. Lovely, lovely. So I just love that stretch that you get into your bottom when you do this. And then bring yourself back, finishing off just with a nice little hug. Bring your head up to the knees, only if you want to, you don't need to. And then place the feet on the mat. Take the ball or your cushion. Now I know I've given quite a few of you balls over the last few months. The offer is still there. If you are passing and you want to take one of my balls, please do. But also there are tons of stuff online, and I've noticed actually that the prices are way cheaper now than they used to be when I started buying stuff, because obviously there's a huge market out there now and there's much more competition for people selling them. So I'm not going to say that dreaded word that begins with A, the shop that sells everything, but they do have tons. But there's lots of sports places online if you so feel the wish to buy one. Here we go. The first one is just a squeeze. So this is going to start to make you feel where your core is, and it wants to make also this, as we want to feel our back flatten and stick to the mat. So with your feet staying still on the mat, just squeeze the ball and release, and squeeze and release. We're going to squeeze and release, and squeeze and release. Now as you're squeezing, nothing else is moving, so the shoulders stay still, the hips just, they're coming in slightly as you squeeze. The knees are obviously moving in and out, the ankles are not moving, your feet are not moving. I'm going to do 3 more. And now I want to think about our breath. So let's breathe in to release. Exhale through the mouth to squeeze. Inhale to release. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, release. Inner and outer thighs working, lower abdominals working. We're going to add on with a sit-up. So we take the hands to where we like to have them. Take a breath in, exhale, up and squeeze. Release and drop the head. Lift the head up, squeeze the bottom. Release and drop the head. Up we come on the exhalation. Drop on the inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. So I'm not rushing. Each one is a new exercise. So each one you do, make it the best you can. If you're supporting the head with the hands, that's fine, but don't yank your head up. And I'd still like your elbows outwards rather than in front of the face, unless you're holding your band. And then your elbows are going to be forward as you pull yourself up. Exhale. Inhale. Oh, I forgot to squeeze at that one. Up we go. And drop. Let's do 4 more. And drop. Up for 3. And drop. Up for 4. And drop. Up for 5. And drop. Bring your knees in. Take the ball from where it is in the knees or your cushion and place it between the ankles. Same exercise but with the legs in tabletop. First of all with our head down. Secondly with our head coming up. I'm going to add on an extension to the ceiling. So let me talk you through it. My arms are wide, my shoulders down, my hips feel wide on the mat, the whole spine in connection with the mat. So don't feel that arch at the bottom. Push the base of your spine down. And if that means lifting your heels a little bit higher, then that's okay. Take a breath in, keeping the head down. Exhale, reach to the ceiling and squeeze the ball or your cushion. Inhale, drop them back to tabletop. Exhale, up we come. Inhale to drop. Exhale. Inhale. Now it's just a small squeeze. I don't want your legs shaking too much because then that's going to take pressure into the back. So I want you to work to your ability but not overwork, if that makes sense. Up we come. And drop down. Up we come, squeeze and extend. Drop down. Up we come, squeeze, extend. Drop down. Next one, last one, and then we're going to start to bring the head up too. So my hands are in position now. As I exhale, lift the legs up, I bring my head up. Inhale, drop down. Exhale. So again, you'll see that I'm doing this really slowly today. It's not how many we do in the minute or so that we do it. It's how we do them. So you want to concentrate on each part of your body that's working, especially the breath. The lower back stays flat. I don't want the thighs shaking too much. So it's just a little squeeze in. Up we come. And drop. Up we come. Remember, the head can stay down and you're just lifting and lowering your legs. That's fine. You're still working into bottoms and thighs, but you're working slightly less into your inner thighs. And drop down. Let's do 2 more. It feels good. Up we come. And drop. Up we come. And drop. Take the ball out for a moment. Place your feet on the mat. Windscreen wipers from side to side. And then finishing off with our bridge. So again, you can do this with the cushion in between the knees and the ball between your knees. If you want to do a normal bridge, that's fine, especially if your thighs are a little bit sore now. So take the ball in between the knees, place your feet on the mat. Make sure that it's not going to slip out. As I say, the cushion is absolutely fine as well. And then when you're ready with your feet parallel, take a breath in. As you exhale, peel your bottom up. When your hips get to the height they can go to, squeeze the ball. We're going to keep our bottom up and release. And squeeze. And release. And squeeze. And release. And squeeze. Release. So we're not rushing. It's the work that we're doing with the extra effort of the squeeze that's making your body work harder than if we just came up and did a regular one. Which is why we do it sometimes and not all the time. If you did it all the time, you wouldn't feel the effect when we bring it back in to our work, our hours class. And release, and squeeze, and release, and squeeze. I'm just looking at my clock. I think I can fit in another one. I came quicker than I thought. And release. I'm doing one more. And drop your bottom down, bring your knees in. So I'm going to leave the ball of the cushion in the knees. We're going to finish off with a nice half roll over. So we're still working. We quite often do this at the end of class. So you don't want to release off completely. You want to still feel what you've got between the knees, your ball or your cushion. So we want to take the knees up to tabletop, have the feet at bottom height, or at knee height, not bottom height, they would be down on the floor then. And then bring your arms out so that you've got more room. And then take a breath in. As you exhale, roll over a third of the way. And then squeeze and release and squeeze and release. One more, squeeze, release. Bring the legs up through center line. Keep your shoulders down, roll to the other side. Keep the feet where they are, so don't let the feet drop in towards your bottom. And then we squeeze and release. Let's do it again. And release. And again. And release. Bring yourself up. We're doing one more on each side, so we go over. Let's go a little further. And we squeeze and release. If you're not got anything between the knees, just hold yourself there. And love. Last one. Nice, thighs are working. Bring your knees up, roll them to the last side. Slowly. I'm going a little further than I did the first time. Keeping my head on the mat. And squeeze and release. Have a squeeze and release. Last one of the day. Bring the knees up, take the ball or the cushion away, extend both legs to the end of your mat. Bring both arms behind the head. Well done everyone, let's have a nice little release off before we finish. Lovely Monday morning. So let's sweep the arms around, bring the knees in, give them a hug. And then extend them again. We'll just do that a couple of times, lengthening behind the head. Sweep the arms around, bring the knees in, give them a hug. And just, you can pull them in as much as you want. Extend them behind, the arms behind the legs in front. We would look a bit odd taking the legs behind too. Last one coming up. Bring your arms round into your little tight squeeze. Place one foot on the mat, bring the other heel over, open into that knee. I just want you to release it off and then open into it again. 3 is always better than 2, so let's do one more. With the knee open, hands through the thigh, bring that leg in. Lovely, lovely. Bottom stretch. Bring the leg you're holding up to the ceiling and point the toes down to you and up to the ceiling again and down and up. We're swapping legs. Heel across knee, push the knee out and release it. So you know this is one of my favourite end of class stretches. And release it off and then open it out and stay open as you take the hands through the thigh and bring the leg in. Nice, nice, nice. Bring the leg up to the ceiling, the foot up to the ceiling. Feel the back of the leg stretch a little more and then pull your toes down towards you. You'll feel the calf being added on. And then just for the ankle, point and flex a couple of times. I know not everyone does that because it comes in with a little bit of cramp. Lovely. Finishing off as we started, extend the legs away from you. Bring the arms above your shoulders and just circle with the hands. And then clasp them, push the palms to the ceiling. Keep the shoulders down, feel the stretch from the shoulder through the elbow, through the wrist. And then drop the hands down. Bring your knees up to the bent position. Roll onto your side. Gently push yourself up. Hopefully I haven't overstayed my welcome today. I've just looked at the clock now. We started off at 50 minutes all these many months ago, but we just can't do 50 minutes. So well done everyone. Monday done. I'm going to use the ball and the cushion again this week, perhaps on Friday, not on Wednesday. I'll decide and tell you. I'm just going to refresh. But as I said, I know I did throw out a lot of balls at the beginning for people to use, and we are still allowed to walk. I know you can't walk from Kilmacombe to the West End, but West End ladies, please, if you want one, please ask for one. So thank you very much. Let me just see. So the Eileens are both here, and Liz, I called you out earlier. Hope you're good. Camilla, morning Camilla, Ilda and Claire. Oh, Audrey, you are there. Mercedes, good morning. Beth, good morning. Jackie, good morning. Jenny, Anne, Janice, you're always there, Janice. Eileen, I said. Linda, you're out there. Ria, Duffy, you're out there too. Don't know if you just glanced in quickly. And I think Amanda, you're out there too. Rosemary, if I didn't call your name out, I know you're definitely out there. And Jennifer, I think you may be just watching and listening, so that's fine. Great picture, Jennifer, that's all I can say. Thank you everyone. So as I say, I'm going to stay to this routine. We will tweak it a little bit as we go on. If there's something in the routine that's really not right for you, please, as I always say when I change them, do text me so that I know when you're out there that I can ask you to do something else, or I can tell you something over text or phone to leave something out if you need to. That's the most important thing, is always to let me know if there's something that would not be good for you. And it's been quite a long time since I have seen you all moving, that I'm just hoping that everybody is still tickety-boo. So I will see you on Wednesday, 10 o'clock. Please don't be late on your mat to do the same thing all over again. Thank you everyone. Have a lovely day. Rush out now and have a great walk, or whatever you are going to do with your day today. Make the most of it. Not quite sure what the weather's like for the rest of the week, but we want to make the most of this. Thank you everyone. Bye bye.